Quitting nicotine is actually easier than you think. It could be smoking, it could be nicotine, it could be dipping, vaping, all the above I did. I quit after using for 10 years. And in this video, I'm gonna share the benefits that I've gotten since I've quit, because that is huge, immeasurable in my opinion. And then also how I did it. How is somebody who used nicotine or smoked for 10 years able to quit cold turkey? And the first thing I'm gonna get into right off the rip is that you need to learn to re-identify yourself. Point blank period. If you think of yourself as someone who is a user, you're a smoker, whatever the case may be, yep, zip it right now, get it out of your head. If you can't get over that battle right now to believe that that is not who you are, you have failed before you have even arrived. And that is the #1 lesson. So let's get a little deeper now. One of the tools that I use to help me through the urges, one of the things was understanding. Another part of that was what it actually is. So understanding that these highs and lows will come, understanding what that low, in this case, what an urge actually is, and then having something to do when that comes across. So step one, understanding what it is. A urge is withdrawal symptom. Nicotine is highly addictive. You can get it through your tobacco. You can get the direct nicotine in the pouches. I've done them all. I've smoked, I've dipped, and I've done the little pouches that are pure nicotine. All that to say, when you stop using and you have the urge to want to go again, that's simply purely a withdrawal effect starting. And this is where a lot of us get caught up into that constant perpetual loop of starting over again, starting over. We don't understand what the hell is going on. It helps me with my mind. It helps me clear my head. It helps me be less stressed. It gives me energy. Whatever your reason for using is, we all have some sort of need. And for me, I never was the person who used it or claimed it as stress relief or something that was going to help or benefit me from being moody. I more or less like to use it to be more of a casual sit down or get to collect my thoughts, quote unquote. We all have our own reasons. So step one, understanding that it is not a thing that's going to help you or benefit you. That is a symptom, a withdrawal symptom from the substance itself, point blank. Don't think it's benefiting you. Don't think that it relaxes you. That all that is your body starting to withdraw from nicotine. And then the moment that you put that back into your system, you are restarting a loop. I have a whole system and process on labeling all these things, but in this video, I want to try to get to it as quick as I can and cover as much as possible. So now we understand what is going on when we have these urges. What do we do, right? So this is going on. Here's a practical step. Set a timer for 10 minutes that says ride the wave. Easy. Now, step 3, text somebody, have a support group that you can text out. Hey, I am starting to quit nicotine. I am going through the process of when I have an urge, I'm gonna set a timer and I need to text someone that, hey, I'm having an urge, and all you're required to do, or would you do this for me, is would you say ride the wave? You should have 3 to 5-ish people that you can send this to, just in case somebody doesn't get back, but it could be a group text. You set your timer, you blast that out, hey, I'm having an urge, or you could have a code word. They know, send ride the wave. Now you have public support or accountability, but also you're setting a timer. Why is the timer important? Every urge passes after 10 minutes. The first time I realized that, I was like, okay, wait, hold on a second. If I just get through 10 minutes, that's the worst part. The hardest no is the first no. That first initial no when you're starting is the worst. And then it's like, okay, it's the first day, right? So that's your first no, first moments in that day. Then it's like, okay, you start to develop a little bit of a power and understanding of the situation and how to better navigate it. And then it's like that first week, then it's the first month. But before we move on too far, now we have kind of a process. Now, I'm not looking for you to not quote unquote fail or to stop continuing use just from doing that alone. But what you have now just done is you have started to reroute the way your brain thinks about the addiction and what you're going to do with the moment of these urges. You are now starting to understand yourself and document what's going on. So when I got an urge, why I got an urge, write it down, go through the process. I'm not telling you to stop, and in fact you shouldn't, because you need to have more of a base understanding of what's going on and a little more preparation, but I wanted to give you that super high level thing right there to just start with. Now you're going to have an urge, you're going to label it, you're going to document when it happened and why it happened, and then go through that 3-step process of understanding that this is a withdrawal symptom, not something that's helping me. I have a label for it, and not only do you have a label for it, but you're going to set a timer for that label, and then you are going to text out a message. Simple, easy, done. Going on to understanding the addiction, we need to understand more in reality, in my opinion, that our words mean more than just being things that are spouting out of our mouths. We have consciousness that we all can agree on. Your words mean more than you think, and you're just essentially writing code in your head that if you believe that this is hard, or if you believe that this is impossible, that's what your body's going to default to, and it's going to try to prepare you to not fail that quest of believing that this is impossible, that it's the hardest thing that you're ever done. I convinced myself right from the get-go that this is easy, it can be done, I will do it, and that's exactly what happened. Yes, there was these moments that I had to get past, but I realized they were just that moment. And as I said earlier, those moments are withdrawal effects of the substance that I got addicted to. So all that to say, it can be done, it's easier than you think, and I have a whole lot more to share in this. This is just day one of posting until I help 1 million people quit nicotine, tobacco, smoking, you name it. This is my new life mission because life is so much better on the other side. Before I go, the benefits, one of the biggest ones for me being a young male, I'm just gonna be blunt with it. Sexual function has increased. What do I mean by that? Things that happen at nighttime for men, we all know what that is if you're a guy, and in the morning time. What effect it had is the vasoconstriction on the body. I thought because I'm in shape, I work out, my cardiovascular health is amazing. According to my Whoop band and the fact that I can run 2 miles and that my resting heart rate is in the 50s, low 50s at that. Guess what's improved? All of that. My heart rate variability on my Whoop has doubled since quitting nicotine. Other things that have improved, energy and clarity. Brain fog is nearly non-existent. Why was I doing that to myself all of these years? For someone who wants to be fully optimized, locked in, and be able to go after every goal that they possibly could and achieve life's greatest benefits, why was I intentionally setting and holding myself back by this addiction that I had no idea was actually doing it? I thought at times it was an actual benefit, but it was not. It was a net negative on my life. I can see clear, not to start singing, but hey, that's the truth. And it's kind of bizarre for someone who, again, is on the longevity train. How can somebody be on nicotine and longevity train? It was an addiction that I was working past. One of the biggest motivating factors for me to quit was to improve that. But again, it was something that I didn't think was really affecting me until I got the evidence after I quit. And I had measurable evidence, obviously, because I do measure with the Whoop band and Apple Watch. So it was all things that I could keep an eye on, and I seen them all improve. So it was something that I didn't expect, but it did happen. Those are a few of the benefits. Link in the description if you want to work directly with me. Would love to talk. Love you, and I will see you in video number 2.